About a week ago, I got a chance to check out the Sonic movie, and here's my extremely late review of the movie that came out, back in, February? And I don't usually make, really late reviews for movies that I missed while they were in theaters, that came out, 4 months ago. But since we're stuck in the middle of the apocalypse, here we are. So Sonic the Hedgehog is the live-action movie adaptation of the classic and much-beloved video game series of the same name. And the movie basically shows Sonic when he was a baby, who was raised by his mom, who was an owl? I don't remember that from the game. And then he gets stuck on Earth about 10 years later, and he's bored, he's by himself, and he feels kind of alone. And he teams up with his state trooper, played by James Marsden, and they're on the run from Dr. Robotnik, played by Jim Carrey, and it's essentially this buddy road trip movie. To be completely honest, I've just never been a humongous fan of Sonic personally. I mean, I played the video games, and I like the games just fine, but I don't consider myself a diehard fan of Sonic or anything, and personally, I'm more of a Mario person myself. I remember vividly when the teaser for Sonic dropped last year, and it showed his original design for his character. It was so horrifying, and it was so ugly, and it took the filmmakers almost an entire year to redo the movie and change his design. And I gotta give major props to the filmmakers for doing that, because not a lot of people in Hollywood spend an entire year, literally redoing a movie just to make the fans happy. So I gotta give props to those filmmakers. And his new design that they used for the movie instead looks so much better than the original design, which was absolutely atrocious. And thankfully, Sonic, the movie itself, wasn't terrible. Was it bad? No. Was it technically good? Not really. It's just okay. It's fine. It's a movie. The best way to sum it up, I don't know. And there were some things that I actually genuinely liked in the movie. For example, Ben Schwartz voiced Sonic, and he actually did a pretty solid job voicing the character. I mean, there were definitely some parts where he did kind of annoy me, but for the most part, he did a pretty solid job. But the best part for me was easily Jim Carrey as Robotnik. He crushed this performance, and he was by far the highlight of the movie for me, and he was perfectly casted as Robotnik. And his role was kind of like a love letter to his older comedies from the 90s, like Ace Ventura and The Mask and Dumb and Dumber, and I definitely got a kick out of his role in the movie because it kind of harkened back to his 90s comedies. And I guess you could say Jim Carrey carried the movie. So as a kid's movie, it's perfectly fine and harmless and okay at best, but as an adaptation of the Sonic the Hedgehog video games, it's not very good, guys. What didn't work for me was the story. It's essentially a buddy road trip movie, but with Sonic. And that cliche has been overdone to death in movies. And it's been done well in the past for sure. I'm not going to deny that. Some great examples include Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and Tommy Boy, and Dumb and Dumber, and Rain Man, and Shrek, and the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. But I'm not against movies using cliches that have been overused a million times, as long as it incorporates the cliches well. But it mainly depends on the concept and the premise of the movie. And keep in mind, this is a Sonic the Hedgehog movie, so you'd expect the movie to be almost identical to the video games, but it's just the buddy road trip thing just didn't work for me, and it essentially almost felt like Hop 2 since James Marsden is in the movie. The humor was very hit and miss for me too. I mean, Jim Carrey, I think, had the funniest lines in the movie, and obviously, because it's Jim Carrey and he's one of the funniest comedic actors in all of Hollywood, the write-in was very lackluster in terms of the humor and the jokes. And I get it, because it's very cartoonish and very stupid and kind of juvenile, but that's kind of the point of the movie, so I'll kind of give it that. And there were definitely some cringeworthy moments for sure. There's a scene where Sonic does the floss dance from Fortnite, and it was really, really cringy, and it's definitely going to become dated in probably like a couple of years. I guarantee that. So overall, guys, I have pretty mixed feelings about Sonic. Thankfully, it was not as horrible as I thought it was going to be, judging from the trailer. And as an adaptation of the video games, it's obviously not very good. But as a kids movie, it's fine. It's whatever. It's harmless. In terms of the kids movies we've been getting recently, it's one of the better ones, I guess. I mean, it's not like Toy Story 4 good, but it's fine. I mean, it's better than Scoob, I can tell you that much. I give Sonic the Hedgehog a C+. So, if you guys have seen Sonic, what are your thoughts on it? Or, what is a video game you want to see adapted into a movie? Whatever it is, just leave it in the comments below. And if you want to see more of my videos, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more great content.